Hello, this is my presentation. Good day, everyone. Before I start explaining, let me introduce myself first. My name is Zaki Tundoko, and today I would like to explain one of the branches studied in linguistics, which is morphology. Morphology itself is really correlated to a word. So, before I jump to the morphology, let's take a look about the definition of word. What is word? Word is a single distinct, meaningful element of speech or writing, used with others or sometimes alone to form a sentence and typically shown with a space on either side when written or printed. In other words, word is a meaningful element of language in between spaces. Word is used to form a sentence so that it can become a paragraph and so on. And after we understand about what is the word, now we can move to the next slide. The definition of morphology. Morphology is the study of words, how they are formed, and their relationship to other words in the same language. Since the language in the world are so much different to each other, we can't generalize one study and then apply it to other language. Word is a media for us to convey our thoughts through language. When you know word, you know its sound and its meaning. Without knowing a word, we will feel difficult to tell others what we is actually wanted, because sometimes inside our brain we knew something, but somehow we can't produce it with our mouth. The next slide is dictionary. I think everybody know about dictionary. In morphology, dictionary is so important because there were the massive number of vocabularies are collected. And in the dictionary, we can find the first one is spelling of word, the second, the standard pronunciation, the third, the definition of the word, and the last one is the parts of speech. After you guys aware about this one, let's jump to the next material in morphology. We know there are two kinds of words, content words and function words. So let's cover up one by one, starting from the content words. Content words are called open class words because we can add new words to these classes. These words denote specific concept. Example of the content words are noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. The next one is the function word. Function words are called closed class words. These words do not have clear lexical meanings composition, and we cannot add new words to these classes. The example of the function words are conjunction, pronoun, articles, and preposition. The next one, we will talk about the morpheme, in which definition is the smallest meaningful unit of a language. A morpheme may be represented by a single sound or more, or by a single syllable or more. So, it can be either sound or syllable that could become a morpheme. A morpheme is also an arbitrary union of sound and meaning that cannot be analyzed further. As we know before, arbitrary is the absence of any natural or necessary connection between word's meaning and its sound or form. The example of morpheme is with one syllable boy, with a two syllable boy is, with three syllable boy isness. The next one is the type of the morpheme itself, bond morpheme and free morpheme. Bond morphemes are morphemes that must be attached to another form and cannot stand alone. The example of the bond morpheme are this, un, pre, etc. And the next one is the free morphemes. Free morphemes are morphemes that can stand by themselves as a single word. The example of the free morphemes are chair, house, table, and etc. There's a lot of free morpheme in this word. The next one is the affix in the morpheme. There are three affixes with prefixes and suffixes, infixes, and circumfixes. The first one is prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes and suffixes are words that change the meaning of the word just by adding 2, 3, or 4 alphabet in the beginning or at the end of the word. The example of the prefixes and suffixes, we can take a look at the picture. For the prefixes, pray, this, and tie, and miss. And the suffixes, ship, less, if, full, man, etc. The next one is infixes. Infixes is a word element which can be inserted in the middle of a word that can change the meaning. The example we can take a look at the picture are they are PR, MU, co, os, me, sir, and etc. The last one is the circumfixes. A circumfixes is an affix which has two parts, one placed at the start of a word and the other at the end. Basically, it's a combination both of the prefixes and suffixes in one word. The example is unacceptable. Un is the prefix and accept is a root word and then suffix, which is the able. That will be unacceptable. The next one, we'll talk about the roots and stems and bone roots. The root is the unit that provides the core meaning word and to which affixes might be attached. On the other hand, the stem is the unit to which affixes are attached. For example, of the root is touch, and for the stem is untouchables. The next example is read for the root and then reread for the stem. The next one is the bone roots. A bone root is a root which cannot occur as a separate word apart from any morpheme. The example of the bone roots is face in Latin, become vitamin, vital, and vivid. The next one is the rules of word formation. There are three of it. The first one is derivational morphology, the second one is inflectional morphology, and the third one is the hierarchical structure of words. So let's cover up one by one, starting from derivational morphology. Derivational morphology is a type of word formation that creates new lexemes, either by changing syntax category or by adding substantial new meaning or both to a free or bound base. The example of derivational morphology is beautiful, wonderful, walkable, understandable, kindness, truthfulness, and carefulness, and etc. There is a lot of example of derivational morphology. And the next one is inflectional morphology, which means the study of the modification of words to fit into different grammatical contexts. The example of it, boy become boys, cook become cooked, slow becomes slower, and then etc. The last one is the hierarchical structure of words. The hierarchical structure of words suggests the division of compound and derived words into their basic constituents. The hierarchical structure is obvious in compound words more than in derived words. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. See you again. Thanks, y'all. Good day.